When we think of islands, we imagine paradise, pristine beaches, crystal clear waters, and lush tropical landscapes. They symbolize escape, adventure, and serenity. But not all islands fit this idyllic vision. Some of the most breathtaking islands on Earth hide deadly secrets, where nature and history conspire to make survival nearly impossible. Imagine stepping onto a land so toxic that a single breath could poison your lungs, or swimming in waters where sharks, venomous sea creatures, and radioactive waste lurk beneath the surface. Picture an island where thousands of lethal snakes slither across the ground, or a place so isolated and frozen that rescue is nearly impossible. From radioactive wastelands and volcanic nightmares to lawless territories overrun by crime, these islands are some of the most dangerous places on the planet. While some remain uninhabitable, others continue to be home to people who have adapted to their treacherous environments. This essay explores 15 of the most perilous islands in the world, each with its own unique set of deadly risks. Some are cursed by nature's fury, while others bear the scars of human destruction. Whatever the cause, these islands prove that not all paradises are safe. Let's embark on a journey to the world's most terrifying islands, where beauty and danger go hand in hand. 1. Réunion Island, France, the shark attack capital. Nestled in the Indian Ocean, Réunion Island is a stunning tropical paradise that harbors a deadly secret. Its waters are among the most dangerous in the world. The island has experienced an alarming number of fatal shark attacks, primarily caused by tiger sharks and bull sharks. Overfishing has disrupted the natural ecosystem, drawing these predators closer to the shore. Between 2011 and 2019, Réunion accounted for nearly 16% of all fatal shark attacks worldwide, despite its small size. The government has even banned swimming in many areas due to the high risk of attacks. Adding to the island's dangers is Piton de la Fournaise, one of the most active volcanoes on the planet. This stratovolcano has erupted over 150 times since the 17th century, with its most recent eruptions threatening nearby communities. The constant geological activity, combined with the risk of deadly shark encounters, makes Réunion both a breathtaking and dangerous place. 2nd Vozrojdeniya Island, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, the abandoned biological testing ground. Once a remote island in the Aral Sea, Vozrojdeniya became infamous during the Cold War as a Soviet biological weapons testing site. The Soviet Union used this island as a top-secret facility to develop and experiment with some of the deadliest pathogens known to mankind, including anthrax, smallpox, and the plague. Many of these experiments were conducted in open environments, leading to the contamination of soil and water. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the site was abandoned, but the bacteria spores have survived for decades. In 2002, the United States funded a cleanup operation to bury some of the remaining biological materials, but experts believe the risk remains. Making matters worse, the Aral Sea has been shrinking due to excessive water diversion, turning Vozrojdeniya from an island into a toxic wasteland that is now part of the mainland. 3. Snake Island, Brazil, a land of lethal vipers. Ilha de Queimada Grande, commonly known as Snake Island, is located off the coast of Brazil and is one of the deadliest places on Earth. This small island, roughly 430,000 square meters, 110 acres, in size, is home to an estimated 2,000 to 4,000 golden lancehead vipers, one of the most venomous snakes in the world. These snakes evolved in isolation, developing a venom that is 5 times more potent than that of their mainland relatives. Their bite can cause rapid tissue destruction, internal bleeding, and organ failure, leading to death within hours. With an estimated 1 snake per square meter, stepping onto this island is akin to walking into a lethal trap. The Brazilian government has prohibited entry to protect both the endangered snake species and potential visitors. Only a select few researchers are allowed access, and they must be accompanied by medical professionals due to the extreme risks involved. 4. Ramri Island, Myanmar, the site of a horrific crocodile massacre. Ramri Island, located off the coast of Myanmar, is infamous for one of the deadliest crocodile attacks in history. During World War II, approximately 1,000 Japanese soldiers were forced into the island's mangrove swamps while fleeing British forces. What followed was a nightmarish event, as saltwater crocodiles, some over 20 feet long, ambushed the stranded troops. Eyewitness accounts, including those from British soldiers, suggest that only about 20 soldiers survived the ordeal. Whether the exact number of casualties is exaggerated or not, Ramri Island remains a dangerous place due to its dense crocodile population. Mosquito-borne diseases like malaria and dengue fever, and venomous snakes. Despite its deadly reputation, the island is home to unique wildlife, including rare bird species and lush tropical forests, making it both a natural wonder and a treacherous landscape. 5. Thilafushi Island, Maldives, the toxic paradise. What was once a pristine tropical paradise has now become one of the most dangerous man-made environmental disasters on the planet. Thilafushi Island, located in the Maldives, was originally a lagoon before being converted into a landfill island in the 1990s to address the nation's growing waste crisis. Today, over 300 tons of garbage arrive on the island every single day, including toxic materials such as batteries, asbestos, and heavy metals. The uncontrolled burning of waste has caused severe air pollution, leading to health risks for nearby populations. Additionally, chemicals from the waste seep into the surrounding waters, affecting marine life and coral reefs. Despite the environmental disaster, workers continue to live on Thilafushi, sorting through the waste under extremely hazardous conditions. 6. North Sentinel Island, India, the forbidden land of the Sentinelese. One of the most mysterious and dangerous places on Earth, North Sentinel Island is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. The Sentinelese have lived in isolation for thousands of years, fiercely resisting any form of outside contact. Visitors who attempt to approach the island are met with hostile attacks, often with arrows and spears. In 2006, 2 fishermen were killed when their boat drifted too close to the island, and in 2018, an American missionary was killed while attempting to spread Christianity to the tribe. To protect both the Sentinelese and outsiders, the Indian government enforces a strict 5-kilometer exclusion zone, making North Sentinel Island one of the most inaccessible and dangerous places on Earth. 7. Papua New Guinea, a land of volatile nature and crime. Papua New Guinea, PNG, is an island of astonishing natural beauty, featuring dense rainforests, towering mountains, and pristine coral reefs. However, beneath its scenic exterior lies one of the most dangerous environments on Earth. Unlike many modern nations, PNG still struggles with tribal warfare, with numerous clans engaging in violent disputes over land, resources, and revenge killings. These conflicts often result in entire villages being burned down, brutal ambushes, and high casualties. In some regions, law enforcement is virtually non-existent, allowing crime to thrive. Carjackings, armed robberies, and rascal gangs, criminal groups known for extreme violence, make cities like Port Moresby and Lae some of the most dangerous urban areas in the world. Tourists are advised to travel with armed security or avoid certain areas altogether. Nature in PNG is equally hazardous. The island is home to some of the world's deadliest creatures, including venomous snakes like the Papuan taipan, whose bite can kill within hours. Saltwater crocodiles, capable of growing over 20 feet, 6 meters long, and known to attack unsuspecting villagers. Stonefish and box jellyfish, highly venomous marine creatures lurking in coastal waters. Adding to the island's dangers are its frequent earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis. PNG lies on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area prone to intense seismic activity. Entire villages have been buried under volcanic ash, and landslides are common in mountainous areas. The unpredictable combination of human conflict, deadly wildlife, and extreme natural disasters makes Papua New Guinea a place where danger lurks at every turn. 8. Lilla Demon, Denmark, the island covered in perpetual fog. Unlike the other islands on this list, Lilla Demon does not have deadly predators or toxic environments, but what makes it dangerous is its extreme isolation and treacherous geography. Lilla Demon is the smallest of the Faroe Islands, an uninhabited landmass known for being permanently covered in a thick layer of fog. This unusual weather phenomenon makes navigation nearly impossible, as visibility is often reduced to mere meters. The island is surrounded by sheer cliffs plunging into the North Atlantic Ocean, making landing nearly impossible. There are no beaches or harbors, and the waters around it are rough and unforgiving, making any rescue operation extremely difficult. Located in the North Atlantic, Lilla Demon is battered by violent storms, freezing winds, and powerful ocean currents. These conditions make it a deadly place for shipwrecked sailors or stranded travelers. Due to its harsh environment, Lilla Demon remains largely unexplored, adding to its air of mystery and danger. 9. Heard Island, Australia, a frozen volcanic wasteland. Heard Island, an Australian territory in the remote Southern Ocean, is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Few people have ever set foot on this desolate island, and those who have faced one of the harshest environments known to man. Heard Island is located between Antarctica and Australia, meaning it experiences sub-zero temperatures, hurricane-force winds, and near-constant snowfall. The island is often shrouded in thick ice and surrounded by dangerous icebergs, making access treacherous. Despite being covered in glaciers, Heard Island is home to Mawson Peak, an active volcano that rises 2,745 meters, 9,000 feet, above sea level. The volcano has been observed erupting beneath layers of ice, creating steam clouds and unpredictable lava flows. The constant interaction between fire and ice leads to extreme geological instability, posing a significant risk to anyone venturing near the island. Because of its remote location, the nearest human settlement is over 4,000 kilometers, 2,500 miles away. If someone were stranded on Heard Island, rescue would be nearly impossible due to its brutal conditions and remoteness. It is a frozen wasteland where survival is nearly unthinkable. 10th. Komodo Island, Indonesia, home of the giant predator. Komodo Island is famous for its rugged beauty, but its dangerous inhabitants and harsh landscape make it one of the most treacherous islands in the world. Komodo Island is home to the Komodo dragon, the world's largest lizard, growing up to 3 meters, 10 feet long, and weighing over 150 kilograms, 330 pounds. These massive reptiles are apex predators with venomous bites. Unlike traditional venom, their saliva contains anticoagulants, preventing wounds from clotting and causing their victims to bleed to death. Ambush hunting. Komodo dragons stalk their prey for hours, delivering a single devastating bite before waiting for their victim to collapse. Proven human attacks. Several fatal attacks on humans have been recorded, including cases where Komodo dragons invaded villages, killing livestock and people. Beyond the deadly wildlife, Komodo Island has one of the most inhospitable terrains in Indonesia. The island consists of sharp cliffs and treacherous hiking trails, making accidents a serious risk. Scorching heat that can lead to dehydration and heat stroke. Caves and hidden caverns, which have been known to trap unsuspecting explorers. Indonesia is one of the most seismically active regions on Earth, and Komodo Island is not exempt from the dangers of earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. The surrounding waters are deep and prone to strong ocean currents, making swimming hazardous. Despite its dangers, Komodo Island remains a popular tourist attraction, but strict safety regulations are in place to protect visitors from the lethal creatures that roam the land. 11th. Farallon Islands, USA. A radioactive shark haven. Located off the coast of California, the Farallon Islands were once pristine, but today, they are one of the most hazardous locations in the Pacific Ocean. Between 1946 and 1970, the U.S. government used the waters surrounding these islands as a dumping ground for radioactive waste, discarding thousands of barrels of nuclear material. Although some of these barrels remain intact, many have deteriorated over time, leaking radioactive substances into the ocean. As if the radioactive pollution wasn't enough, the Farallon Islands are also a breeding ground for great white sharks. The island's seal population attracts hundreds of these apex predators, making the surrounding waters some of the most shark-infested in the world. This deadly combination of radioactive contamination and aggressive marine predators makes the Farallon Islands a place where few dare to venture. 12th. Bouvet Island, Norway. The most isolated island on Earth. Bouvet Island, a Norwegian territory, is one of the most remote and uninhabited places on Earth. Located in the South Atlantic Ocean, over 1,750 kilometers, 1,090 miles from the nearest landmass, it is surrounded by ice-cold waters and towering glaciers. The island's extreme isolation and hostile weather conditions make it nearly inaccessible. The rough seas, violent storms, and steep cliffs prevent most boats from landing, while its icy landscape offers no natural resources for survival. Due to these conditions, Bouvet Island has no permanent human population. During the Cold War, the island was reportedly used as a secret military monitoring station, adding to its mysterious reputation. In 1964, an abandoned lifeboat was discovered on the island's shores, with no trace of its occupants, a mystery that remains unsolved. With its inhospitable environment and eerie isolation, Bouvet Island stands as one of the most unwelcoming places on Earth. 13. Miyakojima, Japan. The island where gas masks are mandatory. Imagine living on an island where gas masks are a daily necessity. This is the reality for the residents of Miyakojima, an active volcanic island in Japan's Izu archipelago. The island's Mount Oyama has erupted several times throughout history, releasing toxic sulfur dioxide gas into the air. In 2000, a major eruption forced the entire population to evacuate, as thick clouds of poisonous gas made breathing impossible. Even after residents were allowed to return in 2005, the air remained contaminated with sulfur, requiring them to carry gas masks at all times in case of sudden toxic gas surges. Despite the hazardous environment, some people continue to live on Miyakojima due to its unique volcanic landscape and cultural heritage. However, life on this island is a constant battle against nature, where the simple act of breathing can become a life-threatening challenge. 14. Enuwetok Atoll, Marshall Islands. A nuclear graveyard. Enuwetok Atoll, part of the Marshall Islands, was once a Pacific paradise, but today, it is one of the most contaminated places in the world. Between 1946 and 1958, the United States conducted 43 nuclear tests here, detonating bombs that left behind immense radioactive damage. One of the most infamous test sites was the Runit Dome, a massive concrete structure built to contain radioactive debris from the nuclear tests. However, due to rising sea levels and environmental wear, cracks have formed in the dome, leaking radioactive waste into the surrounding waters. Despite efforts to clean up the radiation, many parts of Enuwetok Atoll remain unsafe for human habitation. The indigenous people who once called this island home were forcibly displaced, and those who returned suffer from radiation-related illnesses. The island serves as a chilling reminder of the long-term consequences of nuclear testing, as its lands and waters remain permanently scarred by radiation. 15th. Izu Islands, Japan. The land of continuous eruptions. The Izu Islands, an archipelago off the coast of Japan, are a place where volcanic activity never stops. These islands, which include Miyakojima, experience frequent earthquakes, eruptions, and the release of toxic sulfur gases. Due to the continuous emission of volcanic gases, many residents must carry gas masks, and some areas are deemed too hazardous for habitation. The landscape is constantly changing, as lava flows and earthquakes reshape the islands, creating an ever-present risk of destruction. Despite the dangers, the Izu Islands remain inhabited, with locals adapting to the unpredictable nature of their homeland. However, their way of life is a constant battle against the forces of nature, where survival depends on preparedness and resilience. Islands often conjure images of paradise: golden beaches, swaying palm trees, and tranquil blue waters. But as we've seen, some islands are anything but peaceful. From toxic wastelands to predator-infested shores, from radioactive ruins to the wrath of volcanoes, these places remind us that nature can be as dangerous as it is beautiful. Some of these islands remain unreachable, their secrets locked away by the forces of time, nature, or history. Others stand as cautionary tales, showing us the devastating impact of war, pollution, and unchecked human interference. And then there are those where the danger is simply woven into the land itself, where every step could mean a venomous bite, an unexpected eruption, or a perilous descent into the unknown. But here's the real question: would you dare visit any of these islands? Are they fascinating hidden wonders or places best left untouched? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most dangerous islands, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more thrilling content, and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, not all paradises are meant to be explored.